Well, hello, friends and neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here, and welcome to my deck. It's another Saturday, and I want to talk to you about another ex-sherried Scotch. I seem to be shooting quite a few of these. Today, I want to talk about a GlenDronach. This is a GlenDronach 10-year-old, and as I understand it, it's only available, this particular release, in Canadian markets. Still want to share my thoughts with you and compare it to GlenDronach 12, and especially relevant because this weekend, it's on sale at Wine and Beyond. Here are my thoughts.
3, 4.
Thanks. I apologize to all my international viewers, which is the majority of the channel, that I started with a pitch for a sale, but this model has been pretty interesting here in Canada. Well, the story of GlenDronach has been pretty interesting in Canada. Right now, because I believe it's when Brown-Forman, the larger conglomerate, took over Benriach and a few other distilleries who own GlenDronach, they used a different distributor in North America, or specifically in Canada. And because of that, there's some problem with distributing GlenDronach. So the 12-year-old pretty much dried up. You hunt around, I know of a few bottles on the shelf in Alberta, but it kind of dried up. And obviously, we appreciate good Scotch in Canada and Alberta, and we like GlenDronach. And so they released something specific that wasn't covered under previous distribution agreements so they could get it on shelves. And what they released is this. Natural color, non-chill filtered, 10-year-old Highland Scotch, released at 43%. What's unique to this compared to the 12, aside from 2 less years, is there's only PX sherry or Pedro Ximénez sherry casks being used. So it's spent 10 years in PX sherry casks, natural color, non-chill filtration. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, let's start with the nose. Light, sweet, high vanillas, sugary vanillas. Bit of berry, a sweet berry, like a strawberry. Gets a little deeper if you stay in it. Right at the end, maybe a little bit of spicing. But the nose is fairly sweet. Nice, pleasant, fairly sweet. Let's see how this is on the palate. Sancha. That's the first sip in a while. I really need to have another sip. The first sip, again, sweet vanillas, light berry fruits, powdered sugar. But when my reaction there was when I swallowed, I must have brought it farther in my mouth and when I was just sort of trying to chew on it a little bit. And I got a little bit of wood spicing, a little bit of oak. A little bit of some of the darker fruits. Took a little while getting there. Better have another sip. It's my Saturday break, so it's nice to be able to get out here, talk to you about GlenDronach and this unique Canadian expression. And it's a good excuse to have a little dram in the middle of a day which is pretty much chore day around here. Yeah, the nose hasn't shifted. Maybe it's added some spicing now that it's, kind of being expressed from my mouth too. But, yeah, pretty close to where we were. Yeah, still high sweet. And then run all the way to the other edge and a little shaving of dark chocolate. Little bit of a really deep citrus, so a overripe orange. That's nice. I enjoy it. Of course, if you watched the channel before, you know that I like the GlenDronach sort of house style in their approach. And so I'm probably predisposed to like this a fair amount. For me, glad that, as I hinted in the opener, sorry about that, but it is on sale at Wine and Beyond this weekend in Alberta for $20 off, and that makes it actually a good value. And I would suggest a good buy. If you like some darker red fruit notes in a fairly relaxed Scotch, I think you'll like it. The spicing is mild. Thankfully, it's there. It's not like so deep or so rich that it's just going to pull you in or convert you into ex-sherry, but it's a nice dram. I enjoy it. I'm happy to give it 4 stars on my star rating and suggest that if you like GlenDronach and you're in Alberta, pick it up. 20 bucks off. Let's compare it to the GlenDronach 12-year-old. So the 12-year-old is same thing, 43%, natural color, non-chill filtered. Nice. But this one has PX and Oloroso ex-sherry casking in its history. Aside from that, it's same distillery, likely similar handling. Okay. So this nose, now the bottle's been open longer, but this is just a richer nose. It's still a simple, fairly simple entrance dram, a 12-year-old, but it is a richer nose. This is where you take your fruits and you cook them down. Like I said before, it's like you're making jam, or someone's cooking or making a pie. Like you're getting aromas that have not a burnt edge, but a cooked edge, a deeper edge. Absolutely. So the nose, for me, it's always just my opinion and palate, is richer. But this has a unique light touch to it. I like both noses. But my palate and interest is drawn to this 12-year-old. Let's try the palate. Better clear again. Not surprising, the palate aligns with the nose. So I'm getting closer to the dried fruits, the leathered fruits. The casking comes out just a little bit with almost a hint of tobacco. The darker edges to the experience. Whereas the only PX, slightly younger, 10-year-old, it's a nice nose. I don't want to beat it up. It's light, berry fruitness, high vanillas. Yeah, and it's a delight in the mouth. It just, for my palate, needs a second act, if I might. And the 12-year-old starts to have that second act. It's got that fruiting, but then it's got a deeper cooked edge or leathered edge, or skin rind of the fruit you're chewing on. You get more into fig. It just is a little richer. So, if you're in Canada and you can't find the 12-year-old, the 10-year-old GlenDronach is worth a try. If you're elsewhere, I don't think you're going to be too sad wondering, what's that exclusive Canadian release? Because you can probably still get the 12-year-old, and probably for a good price. And I think it holds up well in this comparison. In this sitting, if this is 4, that's 4 1/4 for sure. Thanks for joining me here on the deck and for giving me an excuse to take a break from some Saturday chores. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Take care.